and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, well, we're doing something really fun. We are going to be experimenting with our FPS. So, let's get right into it. So, we're just gonna review all these different tabs you see on the video category. So we got window versus full screen versus normal windowed. Well, I like to use windowed full screen because I like to pull up my window and stuff without it going all flip-floppy on me. So this is good, but if you want maximum frames, definitely go full screen. Now, for frame rate limiters, I'm going to be having it unlimited, but I usually like to play at a nice hefty 120 because if it goes up and spikes up to 180 then drops down to 120, you'll really feel it. So I like just to say to common 120. But for our brightness, we got no colorblind settings here. User interface, I like it to be 1 times, not 150, but I like that. Now, for this, some people just like going epic, or like they go low, or they go like this, or that, or this, right? So I like to keep my 3D resolution crispy, clean at 100%. You can definitely lower this, but I like the game looking great. View distance, for me, is always kept to epic. Shadows are always turned off. I just don't like shadows. They just make the game look kind of funny to me. Anti-aliasing and post-processing are put in the same category. They're generally put to medium. And textures and effects go from high to epic. But I like this setting as a whole. So for VSync, it definitely depends on what monitor or TV you're playing on. If you're playing on a monitor with 120 Hertz, well, VSync will be good because you're going to be running at 120 frames. But I generally keep VSync off if you're playing on a TV or like a low-res monitor. For console players, motion blur, turn it on. Makes the game feel really crispy because sometimes the console will get a little bit skippy at points, right? When you're doing a quick 360 and it just goes crazy and you just skip a bunch of frames. Well, with motion blur, it'll blur everything together so you won't feel the skipped frames as much. But when you're on PC and you have VSync off, well, I'd go motion blur off as well. I go direct to 11. I use multi-threading, and yeah, that's round about it. So there we go. So we're running a crispy 120, as I said. But if we go unlimited, we'll be running a crispy 230, 220, 240. I'm thinking we're running like 200. We'll say 200. If we go all epic settings, we'll be running a crispy 100. Very fine. But if we go all low settings, that's a different story. We'll be running about 400 FPS. But the game will look like this. Oh my gosh, this game is ugly, bro. But if you want the frames, wow, this game feels weird when it has frames. Oh my god, this game feels weird. This game feels funny. I like playing at 60 a lot because that's my TV plays at. It's a 60 Hertz TV. Pretty common, right? And I don't get as much tearing, but it's all up to you. I don't enjoy tearing, but if you, for some reason, enjoy tearing, well then, sure, go for it, buddy. You do you, friend. You do you. But there is a catch to the not-so-good frame rate, right? So let's say when you're taking a wall, right? You're taking a wall. You're going to have to be perfect. I mean perfect, chat. I mean perfect. You need to be perfectly on time, and that's why you need perfect keybinds for taking walls. That's why I recommend to you my newest keybinds, but you might not even want to use those because you're a pro gamer and you just like your keybinds better. But if you're looking for keybinds, use mine because these are perfect for people that are at 60 FPS and just need perfect keybinds to take walls, right? Because you cannot be a millisecond late, and for 120 Hertz, maybe you have a little bit of extra give, but with this, you don't. You're probably wondering, well, what happens when you go in game? Well, when you go in game, it's actually really interesting because since you're in game, right, and there's a little bit more stuff going on, you will actually you'll drop the frames. You won't be at 300 FPS. You'll be at more at 200. So whenever I say you'll be at 200 FPS, just imagine you'll be at 100 FPS, right? Just always have your expectations to be 100 lower than what I say. Hope you boys and girls have enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, if you're going to be getting a gaming PC, well, I'm going to be making a PC building list for gamers and streamers. That's coming up next, so if you want a gaming PC part list, well, then I'm coming out with that soon. So yeah, make sure you subscribe for that. But otherwise, if you're on console, well, stay on console. It's a great system, and I can't wait for PS5 and Xbox Series 1.